Make America great again. Yeah, a lot of people ain't really believing in the MAGA mission no more. A lot of people aren't really too happy with certain policies that Trump has enacted this time around. So let's just get right into it, man. Here we go, up and you already know.
Trump is the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
Damn, you acting like y'all acting like y'all was in Nam or something. You wasn't out in the field with me, son. Y'all acting like y'all got PTSD or something here. But let's listen. All jokes aside.
I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I used to be a MAGA Republican, and now I've turned blue. And it makes me emotional to know that I ever
she looked batshit crazy.
fucking stood by idly and blind and let that shit happen.
Because I know that I have been a Trump supporter, and I can no longer say that I am MAGA. And
I regret my vote for Trump.
I voted for Trump. I'm done.
I kind of have regrets because crypto's not doing what it's supposed to be doing right now, and that's gonna piss me off. That's really where my regrets are at. But other than that, though, man, I mean, tariffs. That's really the biggest thing, like the uncertainty with tariffs. I don't know if Trump being in office also has another play on people's mortgages doubling, or if that's just more of just our current economic state. But neither here nor there. And plus, I can't really conversate that because I don't really know. So
I don't have any more resilience in me.
Man, I can't believe I have to say this, but I'm no longer rocking with Trump.
damn.
Dude, I was the first Gen Zer to support Trump. I definitely preferred him in 2016 and to some degree 2020. I was with Trump for 9 straight years. 2016
9 straight.
today. I didn't vote for him in 2024. Actually, thank God. But what happened between
Well,
me
he's still president, though.
and an employee
So
who told me about the new policy change for giving free water, man, I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now. We would have been way better off with J.D. Vance or Butch Ware or Candace Owens, but we got Trump, and we know Trump for who he is. He's a corporate shill. He's imposed tariffs. That's not a conservative move. That's not even a nationalist or imperialist move. That's worse than imperialist. It's a feudalist neocon move. And Trump, I hope you know better. I should have boycotted Starbucks in October of 2023, but I didn't because I was stupid as hell. Today, I'm going to sell my Trump stock, and I'm also going to be boycotting Starbucks moving forward.
Yeah, we voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and 2024.
damn, she sound like the hardest Trump South Pole hard hour. That is the most accent of an accent. That is the most southern accent I think I've ever heard in my life. Let's run that back. That is the most southern accent I've ever heard.
We voted for Trump in 2016, 2020, and
2016, 2020, and 2024. Damn, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's a very unattractive accent, bro.
2024. We live in the Florida Panhandle, and we thought
Yeah, I can
that
tell.
this would be good for our business, but we're finding out now that we were wrong, and I want to publicly say that we are regretting our votes at this point. My husband and me own a
Damn.
construction company, and
Felt
we
that.
literally do not have workers anymore. Most of our workers are from Mexico, and they're good, hard workers. I talked to a few of them, and they said they were just too scared to come back to work because of all the raids. Our
Yep.
construction company is likely to go out of business now, and we don't know what we're going to do, but we're never voting for a Republican again. Ron DeSantis and Trump have been passing laws that negatively affect our business, and I just want to
Yeah,
say that I'm sorry.
you know what, and that's the main reason why I'm sure a lot of people actually vote for Trump. You know, really for the economic things. But the thing is, though, I don't know, man. I just feel like Trump kind of pulled the reverse Uno card kind of on us. If we come keep it a stat, I don't know though. I'm very curious to hear you guys' comments down below. The video's not over yet, so let's roll this beautiful bean footage.
For voting for him. I grew up Republican, and it's all I've ever known, but now I can see that me and my whole family have been very wrong about this. So we hope that 2026 comes and we can take back the House and the Senate and stop him from what he's doing. There's a special election coming up in Matt Gaetz's district, and we're going to do everything we can to advocate for a Democrat taking that seat.
Is anyone else's head spinning right now at everything Trump's doing? He's cutting this program, he's firing these people, he's renaming oceans, and something I never expected, he's now taking control of Gaza? How is that even possible? Is that something he can do? Just say, I want to take control of Gaza? And how does that play out for the end time scenario? I have so many questions, but one of the top ones is, when does this man sleep? Does he ever sleep? I mean, really, what could be coming next? And what is America gonna look like at the end of this 4 years? This man has done more in 3 weeks than Biden did in all of his term. I'm definitely curious to see what's gonna come next. And once his picks get confirmed and get busy working, I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. I also heard that Trump is planning on going to the Super Bowl. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think anybody should be going to large events right now, but definitely not our president. Like, he should just sit his butt at home, maybe play a round of golf or something. But
what? Just shut up, bro. Just shut up. Just shut up.
Super Bowl.
Just shut up.
I might lose my farm
You
because
sound
of the government.
stupid.
No, because of who you voted for.
NRCS, conservation planning. So they had a program out there called the EQIP program.
That's a great program. And Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act provided $60 billion to that program. But the person you voted for froze those funds. So what happened?
He got a contract with them for $240,000. So called me today and said, hey, I know we have this signed contract. We're reneging on it.
That sucks for you. But again, with all these people that regret voting for Donald Trump, we don't feel bad. This was laid out in Project 2025. We warned everyone, but y'all didn't want to believe us. And so because you voted for Donald Trump, you're at risk of losing your farm.
I had this contract. I made business decisions based on this contract.
Then you should have done more research. But what sucks the most is the farmers that did the research and voted for Kamala. Those are the ones we feel bad about.
But I don't understand how you can sign a contract and then just renege on that contract. I do not.
It hasn't even been 3 weeks yet.
You know what's crazy, bro? Who's in office? You know how I never watch politics stuff. I'm like, what is politics? Like, how does it have any effect? But it actually does, bro. Like, who's in office and the policies they enact actually does have an effect on the people. You know, and that's just something you kind of like realize. I mean, as you get more mature, you know what I'm saying? So, and keep in mind, I don't know a lick about politics, man, but it sounds like the actions of, you know, the presidents while they're in office do have an effect on the people.
People are in the find out stage.
You know what I'm saying?
Next time there's an election, just do more research.
Are y'all really this pathetic? You really are trying to make leaving MAGA a thing, as if anybody's really leaving MAGA? Listen, it's like such sore losers that you all are trying so hard to make it seem like somebody regret voting for Donald Trump. Let me tell you something. I don't know not one person who regretted voting for Donald Trump, okay? I know a lot of people that regret voting for Kamala Harris. To be honest, some of these people are even celebrities. Charlamagne, Stephen A. Smith even say he felt like a fool voting for Kamala Harris. But why are y'all trying so hard to make leaving MAGA really a thing? Y'all are so desperate. It looks such a pathetic attempt that you all just bringing everything up, pull anything out of your ass. Like nothing is working for y'all. It's just a complete embarrassment. And which y'all would just realize it, that nobody regret voting for Donald Trump. The reason why we can tell you the reason why we voted for Donald Trump. Because what he campaigned on, and exactly what Donald Trump is doing, is exactly what he campaigned on. We're happy. We're cheering for it. But can nobody that actually voted for Kamala Harris tell me why they voted for Kamala Harris without mentioning Donald Trump's name? So, it makes it, we're happy. We're cheering. There's no such thing as a hashtag leaving MAGA since it's supposed to be trending now. I don't know why y'all keep making up this nonsense. You lost. Accept it. Leave us alone. We're having a blast. We're celebrating. We have not stopped celebrating.
Well, wouldn't you know? So now you're finding out that Americans, you voted for Trump there, you're finding out that You may not get your Christmas bonuses because of the tariffs, because your employers are going to need to, quote unquote, stock up on supplies before the tariffs kick in. Ooh, people have been explaining what tariffs are for a long time now. Democrats have been trying to tell you it's a bad idea. FAFO. FAFO.
Hey y'all, so I've been seeing it float around that there are some MAGAs who actually do regret voting the way that they did. And what I have to say about that is good. Because honestly, the more you regret the thing that you've done, the more uncomfortable it is for you to sit with it, the more likely you are to remember this for next time. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, I was wrong. Maybe you're finally going to admit to yourself, other people were right. Maybe you're going to admit to yourself, I made a huge mistake.
Okay, we
I
get the
never
point.
should have done that. Maybe you will finally admit to yourself, I got taken in. I fell for a con.
Maybe you could finally admit to yourself, why is one eye looking this way and the other eye looking that way? Looking like Test Dizzle. Yeah, dig.
Maybe also you will admit to yourself that you don't care about anyone or anything unless it directly involves you.
Well, yeah, that's called being a human being. You know, humans are inherently selfish, so duh.
Finally admit that all of the people who were fighting for the cushy life that you had been living are the exact people whose lives you voted against. Maybe you'll finally realize how complacent you'd become. And maybe you'll finally realize, yeah, you know what? I actually was/am racist. Maybe you'll finally admit that you had been living with bigotry and racism up until that point, or maybe even now still. And maybe you're going to finally realize that what we're all facing now, you included, is not how we want to live. So yes, good. Regret it. Be uncomfortable. Sit with that, because nobody's going to have any sympathy for you. You're going to sit with that all alone, and you're going to have to face some hard truths. And I
you're not done. Damn it.
really hope that this experience changes you for the better. Because honestly, if it doesn't, then you kind of truly are a lost cause. Meanwhile, everybody else, what do we get to say? I told you so.
So I'm in Walgreens, and there's this guy in front of me who's all decked out in his
Told you
MAGA
so.
gear. The one with the daddy's home, you know, with the fist in the air. Anyway, he's there with his MAGA hat on and his Trump shirt, and he's getting his prescriptions. So the lady behind the counter that's helping him lets him know, sir, I've noticed that you have TRICARE as your insurance, and I'm just letting you know you should be getting a letter in the mail that we are no longer going to be contracted.
You know, I don't really like white girls like that, but if I were to mess with a white girl, the girl at the top definitely would be like, you know, my speed for sure.
Them at the end of this month.
She
said, what do you mean?
As hell.
We got Selfridge right down the road. What do you mean you ain't going to be contracted through no veterans insurance? And she said, sir, there are a whole lot of administrative changes that are going to be going on, and Walgreens, the company, is unsure of what contracts through the VA, what contracts for the military are going to be revised or pulled. She says, now, I'm sure there are other pharmacies such as CVS or mail-in pharmacies such as Express Scripts that will still honor your insurance. But as far as Walgreens, we will not. And boy, did this man get so mad. He didn't understand what was going on. So she broke down to him what was happening. She's like, you know, He's talking about getting rid of VA hospitals. He's getting rid of possibly disability for veterans, or putting a 10-year max cap on that, and it's going to be an extremely hard process to even be approved for that. So this guy, he's just like staring at her, and he goes, well, shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, you know, the only thing that I live off of right now is my VA and my Social Security. And she just kind of looked at him, and I looked at him, and I said, they're going to be taking your Social Security too. And I looked down at his shirt, and I looked back up at him. I said, you know, from one veteran to another, Daddy doesn't give a fuck if you have your medicine or not. He really doesn't. He doesn't care that you served. He deferred his freaking draft 4 times because his feet hurt. I mean, what do you expect from the guy? Well, Republicans are supposed to be all about their military. I said, this is not about Republicans and Democrats, sir. There's Republicans, there's Democrats, and then there's MAGA. And I said, and unfortunately, you're...
Damn, that's low-key kind of true, bro. Like, if we're going to be real, if we're going to be actually real about this, like, Trump is not a traditional president. You know, like, he may side with, you know, red, but he's really his own individual entity, bro. Like, he really is, bro. Like, he really is his own individual entity. To put him in a red or blue category wouldn't really make sense. So I hear what she's saying.
All a part of the MAGA. I said, hey, you voted for him. You fucked around, and now you're gonna find out. And I kind of feel bad because his face was just so like this was the first time he ever heard this. This was the first time he was ever hearing that as a veteran, his benefits, his security is being threatened. That his Social Security is being threatened. Like, where the fuck are these people staying? Where are they at? Like, living under a rock? I don't get it. But anyway, that's my story.
You know, at the end of the day, with all of MAGA figuratively shoving our nose in our own shit like we're dogs in order to feel superior about Trump winning the election, I actually pity this man that she's talking about. And here's the thing. We have no idea what's going to happen. And I'm a veteran. My parents are veterans. I'm a military brat through and through. And now veterans' options are going to be severely limited, as if vets don't have hard enough time already. There's a lot of consequence that comes from the results of elections and the words that comes out of politicians' mouths during these elections. It kind of reminds me of this debate I was having with somebody recently who was saying, don't worry about mass deportations. That's not going to happen. He doesn't have the power to do that. It was just a ploy. It was a talking point or whatever. Like, well, that remains to be seen. And beyond that, he appears to be doubling down. It's going to have massive implications for our economy. And even if that never happened, which it's looking like it is, just the fact that it has been used as a part of his political strategy is going to have, and has had, demonstrable consequences in our communities. The same way that his Project 2025 initiative that he pretended to not know anything about and everyone looked the other way is going to have massive implications. If I've said it once, I've said it twice, and I've said it thrice. Having zero scope of what your iconic billionaire leader is proposing in his policies simply because he loathes the same groups of people that you do is...
You know, and you kind of forget, too, like, Trump is just a billionaire. It's just like, bro, like, he's a one of one, bro. He's different. So like I was saying, you can't really put him in a red or blue category. And I don't really know too much about politics. I don't know what Project 2025 is, if you guys can put me on to that. I don't know a lot of the shit that they talk about. So let's just roll this beautiful bean footage. And if you guys can enlighten me and educate me in the comments, by all means, please.
The ultimate fuck around and find out karma that you are about to receive.
Are my MAGA family regretting their decisions? No, they're celebrating.
Okay.
They're celebrating the deportations. Yeah.
I'm going to have to put on my fucking double-seeing glasses because I can't even begin to see the amount of bullshit coming from you.
I do not like the song. Santa Claus is coming to town. Do not come to my town.
People are starting to realize that, we might have made a mistake. I think we made a mistake. So search hashtag leaving MAGA and you'll just find tons of videos of people who are regretting their decision, which is, I know the last like 2 weeks have been insane in America, but I mean, the stuff that he has said all along and just all of the lies that he's been telling ever since he first started running, and the fact that he says things that are just absolutely bonkers and completely made up, you guys still voted for him. People have been telling you since the start, this guy's no good, like, don't listen to this guy, and you kept listening to him. And
I mean, he is a felon, a crook, slumlord, ex-slumlord, possibly still is. Even has been charged for the grape, or accused of the grape. So, I mean, I didn't vote, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I definitely decided for Trump over Kamala. Just for strictly monetary reasons, but it's looking like that may have just backfired, right? So, and keep in mind, I'm a guy who knows nothing about politics, so please put me on to if you believe Trump's a crook or not. And I did said some pretty bold things, but I'm just parroting what I've heard other people say. I don't know. Is that true? Is Trump, was he doing all those things? Put me on.
now he's in, and I understand you regret it and you're leaving MAGA, but you might want to look at like the playbook of how tyrants take over countries with total control. You might regret it, but there's a chance that you're not going to get rid of him now at all. Like, you've done this, and this is happening. So you can be sorry.
I don't know. Is it fair to say Trump's a tyrant? Is it fair to say that? I'll leave it up to you guys.
But it's happened, and that's it now. But yeah, I searched the hashtag leaving MAGA. It's interesting to see.
Is there any regrets yet? For the people that voted, do y'all have any regrets? Because what was spoken, it's not even being done. Now USPS, have you heard about that? We can't get anything from Shein, from Temu, none of that. Because China's not beat. I don't know what's going on. I don't really like to talk about.
And that kind of sucks because I'm literally trying to get into drop shipping, and I don't know if the tariffs and all that stuff's going to affect that. So, fun stuff.
All this, but this is insane. Like, I'm not even understanding this process for real. I mean, me personally, I don't vote because anybody can say anything out their mouth, right? I want to see if it's true with everything.
I personally don't vote either, so.
You know, everybody sat there and talk about the other person, how she this, she that, she did this, and she's saying that. But what did they say? And what's going on right now? I don't know. Do y'all feel like this gonna be like a World War III or something? There's gonna be something. Something's gonna happen. It's crazy. We can't even call it. We just gotta wait on it.
Like, I'll just be honest, like, I kind of feel like my account is falling off a little bit, because I feel like I'm giving off resistance lib vibes, and I'm like a far leftist, right? Like, if you're coming here expecting me to punch left because not enough leftists voted for Harris over Israel, you're not going to find any sympathy from me. Like, as outrageous as Trump's proposal to relocate every single Gazan outside of the Gaza Strip, that discussion wouldn't be possible without the Biden administration writing blank checks to Netanyahu to kill 80,000 Gazans in their homes. Like, that responsibility falls squarely on the Democrats. And Trump is as much a product of the incompetence of Democrats as he is of the insane greed of the oligarchs who basically run the United States anyway, who the Democrats also answer to, just in slightly nicer ways. And if you're going to get upset at young voters who didn't show up to vote for Harris, you should get equally upset at moderate Republicans who decided to vote for Trump instead of Harris, right? Because those were the people that Harris put all of her work and effort and focus into trying to court, and none of them switched to vote for Harris. And those are the people who are now seeing what's happening and getting buyer's remorse. You want to get mad at voters, get mad at those voters.
A lot of liberals are saying right now that Trump supporters are regretting their vote, but not this girl. I voted for Trump because of the things he said he was going to do. And now he's doing the things he said he was going to do. Why would I regret my vote? I'm happy to see these things happening. I'm happy that he's keeping his word and doing the things he said he was going to do. Is he a saint? No. Is he perfect? No. Do I agree with absolutely every single thing he's ever done? No. But a lot of his policies represent my values, and he's the candidate that aligned more with my values. So yeah, I voted for him, and I do not regret it.
Well, today, Donald Trump back.
She don't regret it. Let's take a look at these comments. They don't really regret it if they're upset. They're affected by it. You voted because you thought his policies only applied to certain other group of people and not y'all. This is what happens when you treat elections like the Super Bowl. They ain't sorry. They are finally affected. That is all. Damn. No workers. Oh, you're going out of business. Boo-hoo. You broke it. You fix it. Damn. Only when it hurts them do they regret. They were fine when they thought it was only going to hurt other people in marginalized communities. Hey, man. I mean, not gonna lie, this comment section's kind of... They kind of spitting some fire, man. Look, I'm in the middle. I'm on both sides. I'm playing both sides here. So, yeah, the comment section's really on. All right. That woman who voted for him 3 times didn't care about any other horrible thing he did until it affected her personal business. So selfish. All the others, too. Guilty as charged. If I were to vote, I probably would have ended up voting for him just for monetary reasons. So, I'm not going to lie. Roses are red, violets are blue. We voted for Harris, and this shit is on you. Damn. Having Trump as president is like having constant diarrhea. It's exhausting, and there's shit everywhere. Damn. Trump's in now. Your regrets mean absolutely nothing at this point. Damn. The devil ain't so bad till he knocks on your door. All right. Guys, I'm very curious to see, one, how you guys feel about the moves Trump has made thus far. 2, the changes you would like to see with the current Trump administration, outside of him not being in office. And 3, if you guys can just inform me of what the hell is going on. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I guess it's another day to be ungrateful.